Yo, new rules, new rules. I know over the years, y'all might have witnessed this too. You get niggas that's talking about the same shit. Hold on, let me turn that shit off. Sorry, Corey Holcomb. Need y'all to focus on tone. Anyway, know y'all seen this shit. California artists, get this label. You know, it don't matter, where he from or what he talking about. He could be the best rapper out there. But instead of putting the hip hop label on him and labeling him a lyricist, they're gonna label him a gangster rapper, and it's gonna kind of, people ain't gonna take him serious as a lyricist or an artist. That could hurt a motherfucker a name, sales, everything. How many dope ass rappers that got that gangster tag on them, and people don't take them serious when that motherfucker could bust, and then somebody from the East Coast or something like, I'm not gonna mention no names and shit, you know, but there's just so many simple Simon ass motherfuckers that came out of New York that, just because somebody say, oh yeah, this motherfucker's a great rapper, you know, they get labeled a lyricist when you got niggas like Corrupt and Hitman and Brother Lynch and Razcast, etc., etc. That dope lyricists, as well as like Hyro and Living Legends. But I mean, they consider them hip hop, and they are hip hop. But I mean, they're rappers. They're just from out here, you know. So I just I've always hated that shit, man. I mean, like right now, I see in the Bay. Hold on, let me give one. Water in the house. But anyway, man, I know y'all see this shit too. I see something about Larry and Knife Wonder about to drop some shit. Now I know like people ain't gonna consider a Larry hip hop or whatever, but people be like, I'm watching Doggy Diamonds the other day and he like, I'm not listening to Larry. And I'm like, man, you doing yourself a disservice, especially as a grown man, because you know, and don't get me wrong, I fucks with Doggy. You know what I mean? Like that's probably one of the podcasts I fuck with the most. I just happen to, and y'all gotta normalize that shit, man. Like you could be cool with somebody and disagree with them. You ain't gotta insult them. You ain't gotta talk about their taste. Just disagree with them. There's a lot of motherfuckers I disagree with on certain things. I mean, you can't agree with everybody and everything, or else you just going along to get along. You know. And we can't do that, y'all. We gotta have our own fucking opinions. We can't be a robot. If you're gonna be a robot, then who's gonna really take you serious and say, oh man, that motherfucker know what he talking about? Like, nah, that motherfucker talk like everybody else, man. But nah, as far as the Larry and Knife Wonder thing, I see a lot of motherfuckers they ain't liking that. I'm like, dude, I don't get it, man. Larry put a lot of game and knowledge in this shit, and then the beat selection for us older heads is everything. So plus like I'm old now, so I'm listening to jazz and shit. I'm not even listening to rap like that. I'm probably listening to like Currency, Jay Worthy, Dom, Larry, Smoke Dizza, a couple other motherfuckers. I'm probably forgetting a lot of people. The Wiseman, that's us. But yeah, man, I just get tired of seeing dope rappers from California get that label on them to where people think, oh, it's gangster shit. You know what I mean? But somebody from New York, straight out the Jacks, can get a hip hop label on him and talk about the same shit as everybody else do. He just got an accent. Y'all need to knock that shit off, and that goes for the whole nation. Like, there's dope rappers everywhere that ain't gonna get the same respect somebody from New York gonna get. And honestly, New York kind of on the drought with rappers right now. You know, besides like Joey Badass and Papoose is kind of an old rapper, right? Like who really making noise out there? I'm actually asking y'all that. You know what I mean? I'd like to know. But as far as out here, like there's all kind of motherfuckers doing their thing, but they don't want to take California motherfuckers serious. And big up to Kendrick. I know everybody's still talking about that massacre. And rightfully so. That's the part about winning these wars, man. The spoils is huge. You know, you can't tell a motherfucker how to do their victory dance. You know, it's on till they say it ain't on. But as far as what I gotta say, man, pertaining to K Dot, it's just good to see somebody from California busting. And I honestly think that if dude was from back east, it'd be a way bigger deal. I actually kind of think that a lot of the cats from back east, they kind of seem like they was trying to ride with Drake, and I'm like, how the fuck is y'all gonna even entertain that thought when dude's a pop artist, man? That ain't hip hop, that's hip hop. And K Dot, he got a lot of respect with the hip hop crowd, even the underground crowd. So I'm just saying that to say, like, man, y'all wronger than two left shoes on this one. I'm glad K Dot did his thing, you know, and maybe we ain't got to hear no more of that corny ass pop shit, Niggas riding around in the vessel, 4 deep, mean mugging, bumping love songs and shit. Like, what the fuck going on? This ain't it, babe. Hold on, small chronic break. Small chronic break. But nah, man. You know, that shit's wild to me though. And the worst motherfuckers is the people from here, from the soil. They ain't even been out east before. And you can't even talk to them about anything that comes out here. They pick their favorites, and it's funny, like the people from the area that they fans of or whatever ain't even really tight. You know, like the real motherfuckers that can spit out here, they ain't getting behind them. You know, pause. But yeah, man, I just think that shit's wild to me. I never could understand that shit for the life of me. Like, why the soil don't fuck with the soil, man? It seemed real political though. Like motherfuckers will fuck with who they want to fuck with. Like they friends and shit. But like the other side of town or whatever, some niggas they ain't never heard of, they just gonna hate just off top. It's real fucked up because people ain't really motherfuckers is missing out. Let's just say it like that. Well, shit, look like the Celtics won. You know, got one of my picks right, but man, it wasn't all that convincing, huh? It looked like that was a struggle win like a motherfucker at home. Shit, the Pacers, don't be discouraged. It ain't over yet, cause man, the Celtics they barely won that one. Who we got tomorrow? The Timbos and whatchamacallit, I'm up here having a brain fart and shit. The Mavericks and shit. Yeah, Dallas. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one too. I want to say Ant-Man in there, man. But you know how it is. Ant-Man, he turn on when he want to turn on. So yeah, we're gonna see how the Mavericks deal with that. Excuse me. Golly. Yeah. Yeah, hoop is it's interesting, man. I'm still trying to see what our Warriors do. I say our Warriors because you fucking with Bart, you fucking with Tone. It's Team Raw, Raiders, A's, Warriors, and this motherfucker. They all used to be in the same parking lot. Now ain't nobody in that parking lot. Well, I guess the A's is there for the next 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? It's just fucked up, man. But it is what it is. College football getting hella lame. Broke up the Pac-12. Got Berkeley and Stanford in the ACC. USC, UCLA in the Big Ten. It's the stupidest shit I ever seen, man. Almost as stupid as the Raiders in Vegas. Just dumb shit. Counterproductive ass shit. You're gonna break up all these fucking great rivalries and shit. Raiders and Chargers, you got North versus the South. They even tried that dumbass shit in LA. I mean, honestly, to me, that's when the Raiders really fell off and shit. When they went to LA, even though I was a little kid when they moved to LA, but I think that's when the brand took that hit. They lost their identity. They went somewhere between being Hollywood and then being the big bad Raiders and then having no quarterback and shit after Plunk. So, even as a little kid, I'm like, damn, you got Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen and you ain't winning the chip? Quarterback. And in the 80s, that's when they started throwing the ball. It's all about the quarterbacks in the 80s. Raiders almost had Marino, though. Yeah, it's a crazy story about that '83 draft. We could talk about that some other time though. But we love sports here at BART. We athletes and shit. Don't let the alcoholic physique fool you. You know, nigga still a Kenyan fast, African fast.